Roberts.
All right, just that quick. We're ready to go with game number 2. We we're putting the lineups into our book and into the iPad here too as well, and we're still catching up here. But pitch number 1 is a called strike, and pitching for the Barnesville Trojans is Kaylee Olson, and she'll deliver that one as another call strike here. Strike 2 to Sydney Roberts, again leading off for the Storm in game number 2. Again, falling in game number 1, the Storm fell to the Trojans 11-5. That one goes way outside by Olson on the delivery, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sydney Roberts, McKenna Kumo, Abby Johnson, 1, 2, 3 here for the Storm to lead off game number 2. We'll go through the starting lineups here in a little bit. That one's fouled into the coach's box area and knocked down over there at first base by Halverson. And try that one all over again. Joe Schreiner, Brian Watson running the board and the technical stuff, and Austin Imdick, my color guy here, he's doing some iPad input here, so he'll be joining us in a few seconds. That one's hits the dirt in front of the plate. It's 2-2 now to Sydney Roberts. Again, we're in game number 2 here at Breckenridge High School here, home of the BW Storm softball team. First game of the year for both. The last game, this is now the second game. That one's delivered high there by Kaylee Olson. Her battery teammate is Kiana Amundsen. She got in the first game as well, and the count is full now. Sydney Roberts has done a good job at the plate there, getting the count full. The pitch. That one's outside. She draws the walk.
Fantastic leadoff bat from Sydney, coming back from that 2-strike hole.
Up next.
So McKenna Kumo comes up now.
McKenna Kumo.
Wearing number 10 here for the BW Storm. She wore number 10 for Coach Brian Watson in the Wahpeton Lady Huskies basketball squad. And call strike on the outer half of the plate. McKenna was on the girls' golf team last fall as well. Girls in North Dakota play in the fall, and the boys golf in the spring in North Dakota. And there's a little dribbler to second base, picked up over there by Broughton. She'll get it over to second to retire Sydney Roberts, the lead runner, on the force out. So a fielder's choice there for McKenna Kumo. Retires Sydney Roberts on the 4-6 putout. It's going to bring up the pitcher. Abby Johnson steps up to the plate. So Abby's going to start pitching here in game number 2. On deck here for the Storm is Anna Erickson. After her is Anna Disney, Kylie Storo, Caitlin Pithy, Leah DeVries, Addie Dodge, and Morgan Bruns is the flex hitter, or flex player, I should say. Swing and a miss there. Abby swings through that one. Over at first base for the Storm is McKenna Kumo, head coach Jake Dodge, assistant coach Margaret Wilson. That one gets away from Amundsen behind the plate, and scooting down to second base in a hurry was McKenna Kumo. We're in the top of the first here. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to Abby Johnson, 1 out. Runner at second base is Kumo.
All right, I'm back, Joe.
You're all caught up?
Yep.
Awesome. Oh, there's a call strike there as Abby watches that one goes by. So it's 2-2 now to Abby. Big night tonight. We got the draft going on too, huh?
Oh, yeah, big NFL draft. Vikings sitting at number 12.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and hustling down to third base was Kumo on the strikeout by Abby Johnson. So Kumo just 60 feet away.
Your catcher, number 12, Anna Erickson.
So here comes, again, how these girls stay with their numbers. Abby was number 5 in basketball, I know, and Anna was number 12 in basketball as well, too, right?
Yep.
So like to keep
Abby
those
was
numbers.
10, I think.
Was she?
Cameron Kaler's 5.
Oh, that's right.
They
Cameron
look really
was 5.
similar when they're on the tape, when they're playing. I get that all the time.
Sorry about that, Cameron. But I remember Anna Erickson was 12. Yeah.
Yep.
I think I saw Karsi Materi here earlier cheering on her classmates.
She was, yeah. She was sending me some messages. She was trying to tell me that my car had gotten hit. She was messing with me.
So Anna steps back into the box. 1-1 count with 2 outs, and Kumo at third for the Storm. Again, the Storm now in the second game is the visiting team on the scoreboard. Way outside, and good save there by Amundsen as Kumo was off the bag at third. And the 2-1 pitch, and that one's fisted off the end of the bat, goes over to first base. Halverson picks it up, steps on first to retire Erickson and the Storm here. So the Storm threatened with a runner at third here, but couldn't get McKenna Kumo any closer than that as Anna Erickson grounds out to first base to retire the side. So we're going to the bottom of the first. After this message on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, we're tied at 0.
Around here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
The Wahpeton Daily News wishes all area sports teams the best of luck this year. The Wahpeton Daily News thanks you for supporting local journalism, including the Daily News and the News Monitor. Keep up with local news, sports stories, and personal interest stories in our papers. Check out www.wahpetondailynews.com for more information about our e-newsletter right at your own computer. The Daily News supports all area sports teams and wishes all of the teams the best of luck this season. All right, welcome back to Breckenridge High School. Joe Schreiner, Austin Emdeck, Brian Watson, Art Grocco on the PA here at Breckenridge High School. I want to thank our pregame show sponsor, Vaterstadt. Welcome to our world of farm machinery, offering Wilrich, Concord, and Wishick products. Vaterstadt, our pregame show sponsor, and the starting lineups, we'll go through that here, brought to you by Thrivent and Will Ulick. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent and Will Ulick. Trinity Gregg leads off for Barnesville here, followed by Katie Newell, Alexi Bolgreen, Anna Stafford, and Kaylee Olson, Kiana Amundsen, Lauren Halverson, Paige Broughton, and Alexa Gregg. Your starting lineup here for the Barnesville Trojans, facing Abby Johnson on the hill in game number 2 for the Cowgirl. There I did it again. For the Storm. Just over here in Breckenridge, I'm used to saying the Cowboys and Cowgirls. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, I think it was last year. Last year's easier when they didn't have a name.
Yeah, when they didn't have one.
Say BW.
Abby comes up a little bit high there. And leading off is Trinity Gregg. Again, that left-handed slap hitter there, Coach, offered the bunt but pulled it back in time. There it is again, and that time she places it foul down the third base line. So it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike to Trinity Gregg. Looking at the infield here for the Storm, going from third to first is Lisney, Kumo, Roberts, and Pithy. Caitlin Pithy getting the start at the first base. That one's grounded right back up the middle underneath the glove of Abby Johnson for a base hit right back up the middle there for Trinity Gregg. So a nice piece of hitting there for the leadoff hitter for Barnesville.
And I was going to say same thing. I don't know why they're messing around with the bunt stuff. She's one of the best pure hitters I've seen. Everything's up the middle all the time, and there it is again, right off Abby's toes up the middle. Really good hitter.
Good to bring up Katie Newell, the left fielder here for Barnesville. Again, runner at first base. There's a call strike. Erickson down to second, and Kumo on the bag, but not there in time. And a stolen base is Trinity Gregg. So Anna will get stronger behind the plate as the season goes along, too, as well.
Yeah, and these Barnesville runners are doing a really good job of getting a jump off the pitcher.
Abby puts that one in there, but it gets by Erickson for a strike. And rounding third base, there is Trinity Gregg as the ball got passed on Erickson on the call strike. So a pass ball allows Trinity Gregg to get to third base and go-ahead run just 60 feet away. Coming in at third base is Lisney. There's a change of speed. Leah makes the catch. She's going to get it in toward home to Erickson, just a little bit too short. And sliding at home plate was Trinity Gregg. So a sac fly for Katie Newell brings in the run for the Barnesville Trojans, and it's 1-0 game.
Shortstop number 3, Lexi Bullgreen.
So Leah did a nice job of getting underneath it, got the throw coming in toward home plate there, just a little bit short for Erickson to make the tag.
Yeah, she did everything right. Got her body behind it, had a nice little crow hop step into the play at the plate, and give Trinity Gregg the benefit of the doubt there. She got a good jump off third and got in safely. So
Lexi Bullgreen, the shortstop, comes up for the Trojans on. Bases are clear, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Trojans. A little pop blooper. Abby Johnson makes the running catch as she goes into foul territory. That was a close play there, whether it was going to be foul or fair, but Abby made a no doubter out of it as she made the running grab and a nice catch.
Abby flashing off her athleticism there. Nothing new.
Nothing new for Abby. It's going to bring up center fielder, Anna Stanford. Facing Abby Johnson, the pitch. Abby brings it in nicely there, right across the plate, and it's 0-1 to Stanford. One run across the plate for the Trojans so far here in the first. Johnson delivers. Again, another compact delivery there from Abby Johnson there, Coach. I'm sure that Abby's been doing this a few years, like you said, but again, a compact delivery there for her.
And she does some things a little differently compared to a lot of other people. You don't quite see the velocity from Abby, but she can hit spots really well. She actually hits her leg on her way through, which I think slows some things down. But this is the way she's comfortable with it, and she does a real good job.
I thought I could hear that through the headset. I thought I could hear that little hit against her leg.
Yep.
So it's 2-1, 2 outs. Abby Johnson delivers. A little slow roller to third. Lisney underneath her glove. And reaching first base on that slow roller is going to be Stanford. What are you going to call that one, Coach? A hit or an error?
I think you got to give it a base hit.
I do too. I don't know.
It would have been a close play.
Yeah, I don't know if Lisney would have got there in time anyway. So we'll say that's a base hit there for Stanford.
And another thing that the girls got to start thinking about, Sydney was over towards first base, ready to back that up, but that Kumo had came in to kind of give that ground ball a look too. Second base is wide open.
Oh, sure.
There's things to work on. Early on in the season, you catch those little things.
Good catch, Coach. Swing and a miss and a throw down to second. Kumo puts the tag down, but not in time, and another stolen base for Barnesville here in the first inning. So 2 out of 2 chances here in the second game. So like you said earlier, Coach, Barnesville getting a good jump here.
Yeah, they're just timing it up. Anna doesn't really stand a chance. She's had a couple good, real nice throws on target down there, but not in time.
So Abby Johnson with the 1-1 count, 2 outs. At the plate, Kaylee Olson pops that one out to deep right center, and that one's going to carry back to the fence on a one-hopper. Leah DeVries picks it up. And standing up at second base with the double is Kaylee Olson, and she drives in a run. So coming across the score was Anna Stafford, and the RBI double by Kaylee Olson.
Number 9, Kiana Amundsen.
So Amundsen steps up to the plate here. She's catching game number 2 again for the Trojans. There's a drive out to deep left, but Addie Dodge takes 2 steps back, makes the stab straight up in the air, and makes the catch and retires the side. But first, the Barnesville Trojans score 2 runs in their home half of the first, And we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have inning number 2 here on the Farmers Union Insurance Scoreboard. It's the Trojans 2, the Storm 0.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connecting.
All right, we're back here at Breckenridge High School. Got an update from Barnesville. The Breckenridge Cowboys baseball team up 10-5 over Barnesville at the end of 5 innings of play up there. So the Cowboys coming back and taking the lead here up in Barnesville. And Chad Affield tuned in and watching as always. Chad, give us the update there if you have it. And what else we got going on here? Yeah. So there you go. That's your updates. And leading off here for the Storm is Annika Lisney. Playing third base here for the Storm in game number 2. She was over at the other corner in game number 1. There's a call strike. So it's 2-1 now to Annika.
I think that's a good position for her, too. I mean, she'd almost exclusively played third base last year. We kept Anna Erickson behind the dish for almost every game.
Okay.
But she does really well at first base, too. Just flipping the corners, it'll be good for her. Keep that bat in the lineup at all times.
Just below the knees. It's 3-1 now to Annika. I mentioned in the first game she's going to University of Minnesota Crookston to golf, and she's going to play for former Wahpeton Husky head coach up there. The golf team is Bryant Friskop. So a little connection there. So Lisney takes the walk.
Now batting your designated player, number 2, Kylie.
So here comes Kylie Storrow, the designated player in this game for game number 2. Caitlin Pithy on deck. We gotta come on the air here just a little bit late as the throw down the first is safe. And starting lineups are brought to you by Thrivent. Will you like Thrivent? What are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. And the pitch delivered by Olson. It's called a ball. It's 2-0.
You know, and Kylie's going to be the one player I don't have a scouting report on, Joe. She didn't play last year, so I don't know much about her game.
Yeah.
Coming in, but you know they think highly of her. They got her batting in the 6-hole here.
Mm-hmm. She was a good athlete in volleyball, I know that for sure. That one's fouled over there, and that just missed my pickup by about 5 feet. So Kylie Storrow getting her first at bat in game number 2 here.
Late on that one, obviously falling it off to the right side, but it looked like a real nice pure swing. Good mechanical swing.
That one's just inside off the plate, and it's 3-1 now, so Storrow with the hitter's count here. Just looking for something to hit across the middle of the plate.
Yeah, you got to be looking your chops as the hitter right now. You know, they're coming to you. One spot, one pitch.
And she takes that one inside for a ball, and it's 2 straight walks here for Olson. And the Storm with 2 runners on here, the first 2 runners, and out to visit a little bit here on this mound visit is Kiana Amundsen to visit with Olson.
Caitlin Pithy.
So Caitlin Pithy back up here now. She's getting her first at bat in game number 2.
Yeah, not a ton of at-bats last year on the season. She had some hip and knee problems last year and didn't get a ton of games played. Just injury plagued throughout the whole year. So looking for a nice season from Pithy here.
As Olson steps up to the rubber, looks at her wristband, and set to deliver. Right across the middle. Strike one as Pithy takes it.
Pithy's an intelligent player. She saw 2 back-to-back walks there. She wasn't going to be swinging first pitch. It's a veteran, at-bat approach here.
Mm-hmm. And the pitch, she swings at that one. And it's 0-2 now to Caitlin. On deck is Leah DeVries, and then Addie Dodge, and Morgan Bruns is the flex player here in game number 2. The pitch up high. So a good eye there by Caitlin Pithy. Runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the second here. Again, the 2 teams switch here in game number 2. So the Storm is the visitor team. And there is strike 3 on the outside corner. So Pithy retired on strikes. Going to bring up Leah DeVries.
Number 14, Leah DeVries.
So DeVries coming to the plate here.
Put together a couple of good at-bats in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Looking to find the barrel of the bat on the ball here, and she'll have a lot of base hits going her way.
And there's a little bunt down the first base line, a perfect bunt. And she beats it out as it's bobbled at first, and coming home to score the first run for the Storm. Coming across the plate for the Storm on that one was Lisney, and hustling down to second base was Leah DeVries. So a bunt, and we'll have to call that one an error because I think if they would have caught it at first base, she'd have been out. So we'll unfortunately have to give Leah an error on that one, but it is a successful attempt for her.
17, Addie Dodge.
So she hustles down to second. Over at third base now for the Storm is Kylie Storrow. Both of Storrow and Lisney reached on walks. Good bunt attempt there by Leah DeVries. And that one's high and away there to the hitter, Addie Dodge.
I'm going to have to give some credit to Kiana Amundsen, too, behind the dish here in game 1. She was a wall back there, and she's made some nice plays already back in the short 2 innings of game 2 here as well.
There's a call strike. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We're in the top of the second. 2-1 lead here for the Trojans. And that one hits her, I think. Yep, it did. So she'll get first base, and the bases are loaded for the Storm as leadoff hitter now coming up next is going to be Sydney Roberts.
It's a time for Sydney Roberts to earn her stripes in her young varsity career here with the bases loaded, 1 out, good opportunity. You're not going to double Sydney up. She's too fast for that. So
I was going to say, do you lay one down here, Coach, or do you have her hit away?
Sydney's a pretty talented player. I'd let her swing.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Well, that's why you're on the color side of things. I just asked the questions. Infield is in. Everybody's inside the baselines. Swing and a miss by Sydney.
She wanted that one.
Trying to cut off the run at home. That's why you bring the infield in, right, Coach?
Yeah, you're going to see it a lot more often in softball just because the double play is so hard to earn.
Yep. You want to get that that run at home. And the pitch. There's a pop fly on the right field line. Drifting foul and unable to make the catch over in right field is Greg. So Sydney's going to get another chance here with a 1-2 count.
No, and I forgot to mention in that first inning we saw Kumo take third base on one of those kind of non-traditional way of taking third base with the kind of the defense sleeping. Coach Dodge is going to be all over that kind of stuff. He's a smart softball mind.
Oh, and I think that was a foul tip right into the glove of Amundsen, and it's a strikeout for Kaylee Olson. So she gets the leadoff hitter, Sydney Roberts, on strikeouts for the second out. So now Kumo with a chance to do some damage here for the Storm, trailing 2-1 in the second inning. Kumo watches that one go by.
Still got to be patient here for Kumo. It's tough to do with the bases loaded there. You want to drive in a run, do something cool, but, Olson's kind of have a tough time finding the zone here, make her work.
So the 1-0 pitch to McKenna Kumo comes inside in the dirt, ball 2. So Kumo now ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Bases loaded for the Storm here with 2 outs. The pitch way outside, and a good save there by Amundsen, or that one would have been back at the fence. Chad's working hard over John Randall, getting that field in shape over there. That's what he said, Brian. Chad's always working, isn't he? 3-0 pitch. Kumo takes it at the shoulders for strike one.
And you can see Dodge over there at third base telling her, yeah, keep those sights low, good take, find that one pitch you'd like.
Yep. The 3-1 pitch with 2 outs. Olson delivers inside, ball 4, walks in a run, and we're tied at 2 as crossing the plate for the BW Storm is Kylie Storrow with the second run, and Kumo draws the walk.
Number 5, Abby Johnson.
So we're tied at 2 here in the bottom of the top of the second, 2 outs. And now batting is Abby Johnson. Abby swings at the low pitch, strike one. So the crack of the bat, the runners have got to be going here, Coach.
Absolutely.
So Abby looking for something to drive. She'll pull that one foul. It's strike 2. So 0-2 now to the junior Abby Johnson.
Well, this is a good spot for Abby. If she doesn't strike out much, she's going to battle at the plate.
0-for-1 so far today. Kumo at first. Addie Dodge at second. DeVries at third. Ooh, and that was an outside pitch there. Called strike to Abby Johnson. And that will retire the side. After an inning and a half here, we're tied at 2 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. We'll be right back after this message coming up. Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. Thrivent combines financial expertise with purpose-based planning to help you with where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent and Will Ulick supports all area sports teams and wishes them the best of luck. Three Rivers Crisis Center is offering support to survivors of domestic violence, sexual violence, and child abuse in Richland County for now over 25 years. It's free and strictly confidential. 24/7 access to support and resources including counseling. Get help, identify abuse, plan for safety, support others, and get involved. Three Rivers Crisis Center's 24-hour crisis line is 701-642-2115. All right, welcome back to Breckenridge High School. Joe Schreiner, Austin Emdek, and Brian Watson doing the technical stuff here with the cameras and the production and the commercials. We appreciate everything that he does as well. And busy day here at Breckenridge. The Cowboys are up in Barnesville playing baseball, and the Storm here at home playing their first game outdoors for the season. As we go to the bottom of the second, and leading off the bottom of the second for the Barnesville Trojans is the catcher, Kiana Amundsen. We'll take that one inside. Excuse me, Lauren Halverson. What did I miss there? I forgot to write down Kiana Amundsen's last at bat. What's she doing?
Was that the line drive fly
ball
left
right.
field?
Yep, that's what it was. Abby Johnson delivers, swing and a miss. Yep, I forgot to write down the third out last inning. So
Halverson way in front of that one.
At the plate. And Abby Johnson delivers, swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes here now in the bottom of the second to Lauren Halverson, the first baseman. On deck is Paige Broughton and Alexa Gregg, the 7-8-9 hitters this inning. Abby delivers again a nice pitch there right down the pipe, and a swing and a miss by Halverson, and the first out for the Trojans here in the bottom of the second.
Up next, your second baseman, number 11, Paige Broughton.
So Paige Broughton comes to the plate, second baseman for the Trojans, as Abby brings it in, delivers it a little bit low to her catcher, Anna Erickson.
And Abby's not going to blow it by anybody there. You saw Halverson early on her cuts, but she's got a really good changeup that has a ton of movement, downward movement.
Kumo backs up and just pops out of her glove, just turned a couple different circles there, backing up there, and falls out of her glove. She just didn't quite get back far enough there. The wind's still blowing just a little bit out from home plate to center field, and Kumo couldn't quite get underneath it, and Broughton reaches on the air. So now up is Alexa Gregg as the lefty looks to slap that one. .47 was the number. So Broughton at first, Gregg at the plate, slaps that one, swings and misses, and it's strike two.
And it's every pitch, offense and defense. He's calling out numbers, and there's two things that can happen there. You got a well prepared team, right? That are able to execute those things. But when you're calling 47 on the pitch.
Oh, swing and a miss, and the runner can't go to first, though, can they?
Nope, first base was occupied. She's going to be out, but
she's got to be out.
Steal second.
Yep, so she's got to be out. It was a swing and a miss, and the umpire's going to talk about that now, but she should be out at first base.
Yeah, there should be no debate about that one.
And I don't know what they're discussing, but of course it's a new season for the umpires too, so they've got to get it figured out. And now they do say she is out. So Alexa Gregg is out on the strikeout, but the runner can advance to second base, which Paige Broughton did do.
Now batting.
So 2 outs here now in the bottom of the second for Barnesville. Trinity Gregg steps up to the plate.
The umpires are working out all the kinks yet this early season too, right?
Yep.
But big strikeout there from Abby. 2 outs. Runner on second. Real good hitter at the plate. First base is open.
And the pitch. Again, the left-handed hitter starts running toward the pitcher. I mean, when is that batter considered out of the box? Left-handed hitter.
Yeah, there's you know what? You put me on the spot and I forgot.
Okay.
There is technical. You got to be, trail foot's got to be in the box yet when you make contact, I think is what it is. I don't know if both feet do or just that trail foot. That I don't remember.
I know, like I said earlier, in the college women's, they aggressively chase that, just like that. And it's pop fly out toward shortstop, and Kumo gets underneath it and makes the catch and retires Trinity Gregg. So 4 up, 3 down here for the Trojans as we got 2 complete here at Breckenridge High School. We're tied at 2. We're going to the third on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard after this.
Around here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
The Wahpeton Daily News wishes all area sports teams the best of luck this year. The Wahpeton Daily News thanks you for supporting local journalism, including the Daily News and the News Monitor. Keep up with local news, sports stories, and personal interest stories in our papers. Check out www.wahpetondailynews.com for more information about our e-newsletter right at your own computer. The Daily News supports all area sports teams and wishes all of the teams the best of luck this season.
And we're back in the top of the third. Anna Erickson's going to lead us off with BW Storm here, digging in.
Thanks, Coach.
You got it. First pitch low, ball.
So Erickson steps up here. She grounded out the first in her first at-bat here in the first inning. She's batting now in the third. It's outside. It's ball 2, 2-0 now to Erickson.
You know, and Olsen's silently already up to 52 pitches on the game as well, so something to keep an eye on. Your pitch count really doesn't matter as much in softball. They'll throw 130, 140 regularly, but...
Is that about where you want to try and keep your pitchers? That one's popped up in the deep infield, but coming in and trying to make the catch in center field. Erickson scooting to second, and she beats the throw into second, so Erickson into second. Stanford tries to make a diving catch out there in center field, couldn't quite come up with it, and Erickson stands at second base with a double.
Third baseman, number 23, Annika Lisney.
You know, going back to your question, Joe, it's so different.
Okay.
You can really let them go. That arm motion is so different underhand, where it's a lot safer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as hard on the arm. So yeah, you can. I personally wouldn't like anybody going over 140, 150. It's just my personal, but some people, I'll let them go. You know, I've seen teams last year that have very rare, but they'd have a pitcher pitching both games.
Both games,
yeah.
Yep. So Annika Lisney at the plate now for the Storm, with runner at second base is Erickson. Swing and a miss. So Lisney behind in the count now is no balls, 2 strikes.
Got to shorten up here and just flash those hands through the zone.
We're tied at 2. Erickson at second with a stand-up double. Or excuse me, a sliding double. She had to slide in for that one. She's standing at second. That's what I'm trying to say. It's early for announcer guys, too.
How long are we going to use that one, Joe? How long is it going to be early?
Yeah.
For me, quite a while.
Yeah, you'll do fine. That one's inside for a ball. And for those of you that don't know, Brian and I are going to be busy here in May on Three Borders Sports Network. Austin is going to help us out a little bit here from time to time. He's going to do some play-by-play here for some baseball games or maybe some softball as well here. That one's driven right back up the middle for a base hit. Lisney drives in, Erickson coming home, and she slides in safely. And on the throw, going to second base, is Annika Lisney with a RBI single. So nice piece of hitting there by Erickson and Lisney. And Lisney gets the RBI there, and she's standing at second base on the throw. Brings up Kylie Storrow.
I don't know what ball was hit harder, Joe. Anna's home run in the first game, or that one up the middle. That was hit hard.
That was hit hard there. It might have hit the foot there, I believe, of Olsen, but I'm not sure if it did or not.
Yeah, it didn't change its projection much, but it did look like it caught the shoe or shin or something.
So we're in the top of the third here. The Storm take the lead 3-2. Just outside, Storrow takes ball 1.
Just from up here, I just noticed Storrow's got her thumb. You know, her backside arm, her thumb's up on the bat. That's a good way to break a thumb.
Yeah, just noticed that. That's a call strike. Brian's probably got a pretty good shot of it on the camera. So, Kylie, if you're watching this later on, maybe that's the way she likes to hit. But
yeah, like a golf swing, and you place your hands where you're comfortable, right?
Yep. Swing and a miss. Nice cut there by Kylie.
Yeah, it was high. All of her cuts we've seen today, she's got a nice cut, nice swing.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Kylie Storrow, the senior from Wahpeton. Oh, and that one catches the outside corner for strike 3, and Kylie Storrow is retired.
You know, and that is about the same exact pitch we saw Abby Johnson strike out with the bases loaded last inning. So that's something now that the BW hitters are going to have to make the adjustment on. That's how they're calling it. And it's close regardless. 2 strikes, got to defend that plate, and now they can make the adjustment. They've seen it twice.
The pitch from Olsen, getting a big lead out there at second base, was Lisney. Caitlin Pithy gets her second at bat of the game here. She struck out in her first at bat. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, top of the third. Pithy swings through that one. It's 1-1. 1 out. One run across here in the top of the third for the Storm. Again, here in game number 2, they swap, so the Storm are the visitors. Barnesville's home.
You know, and early on for being game 1, we've seen some good swings. You know, they're just under, just over. The timing seems to be fairly, close. And, game 1, that can be difficult. But they look like they're on top of it. They've done their job in the gym.
Outside corner for strike 2. It's 2-2 now to Caitlin Pithy. Runner at second base is Annika Lisney. She singled and got the second on the throw from that was thrown to home there as Erickson scored on her single. It's just a little bit too far outside, and Lisney did a nice job of stealing on that one. Got the jump, and the throw down by Amundsen just late as Lisney slides in head first at third base. And she's 60 feet away from scoring the 4th run for the Storm.
It'd be interesting to talk to Coach Dodge after that and see if that's something that Annika just picked up on and took it herself, or that was something that he put on. I guess there is only one out. I was going to say, repeat myself.
Yeah.
But only one out.
That one's in the dirt for ball 3, so it's a full count. No, it's ball 4. I was watching the scoreboard there. I thought that was ball 3. So Pithy draws the walk. And now runners at the corners for the Storm. And Leah DeVries comes up to the plate.
Center fielder, number 14.
She reached on an error in the the second inning. So Leah DeVries now at the plate. We saw her try to bunt in the first game, I should say. Swing and a miss on that one.
I know Coach Dodge had her do that quite a bit on JV last year to manufacture runs. She's a good bunter.
So we'll see what happens here with one strike on Leah DeVries. Runners at the corners. You could advance that runner to second base. You could get Pithy into scoring position too, even if something did go wrong here for the Storm on a bunt attempt. We'll see what happens. That one goes out, and there's Pithy getting the lead and getting back to third base. Good throw there by Amundsen. Right idea, but Lisney got back safely.
And that's the difference. You're going to, again, for any of the common fans checking in the game today, you're going to see a lot more of that in softball, the fake throw it back down to third. And you'll see it in baseball every now and again too, but it's a lot more practical in the short bases here.
Low ball 2. It's 2-1 to Leah DeVries. Runners now at second and third for the Storm. 2-1 to Leah DeVries. 1 out for the youngster. The pitch from Olsen, driven right back up the middle, base hit for Leah DeVries. And runners are going to hang. Leah DeVries is going to go to second on the base hit and the throw to home. So Leah DeVries gets an RBI for the Storm, and she goes to second base on the throw. She drives in Annika Lisney from third.
Really heads-up play from a young, player there from DeVries. Great heads-up to get on second base.
She laced it right up the middle, too. She had a good at-bat there as we got a mound visit here going on by the Trojans. So right now, Brian, we're going to give a credit to Carlson Family Insurance. This mound visit brought to you by Carlson Family Insurance. Located on 2nd Avenue in downtown Wahpeton, Carlson Family Insurance works for their customers, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Carlson Family Insurance. All right, the Storm got 2 runs across here in the top of the third. It's 4-2 with 1 out, and now batting is Addie Dodge. And she takes high, ball 1. Again, DeVries at second. Pithy at third. Caitlin Pithy walked. The 1-0 pitch. Call strike at the knees. It's 1-1 now to Addie Dodge.
You'll still see that third baseman playing in tight. I'm trying to save that run. Some softball teams will keep that third baseman in front of the bag at all times. Holly's one of those teams. They got the Crabtree sisters. One of them plays third base. She'll be up in front the whole game.
Swing and a miss there. It's 1-2.
And through 2 1/3 inning here for Olsen, she's up to 76 pitches.
Already. And the pitch. There's a little ground ball to second. Broughton gets over. It goes over to first, and the run comes across for the Storm as Pithy plates the third run of the inning, and it's 5-2 now in favor of the Storm here as Pithy comes across, and the RBI ground out by Addie Dodge.
Number 21, Sydney Roberts.
So we're going to go to the top of the order now with Sydney Roberts. Sydney, so far, she's walked and struck out here As Leah DeVries moves over to third base now. That one's inside for ball 1.
You know, we've seen all 3 runs plated by BW Storm this inning on 2 strikes. DeFreeze laced it up the middle on 2 strikes.
That's right.
She grounds out to second with 2 strikes there. So good 2-strike approach, good good 2-strike hitting.
That's big. Again, Coach Austin Emdeck here coloring for me today, and Brian Watson running the cameras. We got a whole bunch of different camera setups here that Brian's managing for us today here at the Breckenridge High School softball field. Swing and a miss there by Addie Dodge. 2-1. Excuse me, Sydney Roberts. Sorry about that, folks. That's Sydney Roberts. I don't know why I said Addie Dodge again. I had her. A little laced single right over the shortstop's head, and Leah DeVries comes home on a single. RBI single by Sydney Roberts. So Sydney with an RBI. Plates Leah DeVries from third, and the 4th run comes across for the Storm, making the score 6-2, Austin.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there. She found the barrel, line drive. Good piece of hitting from Sid. She's a talented young player. They're going to enjoy having her on this roster for the next 4 years.
Kumo at the plate. Takes high and away, ball 1. Kumo so far today reached on a fielder's choice and walked, so she's been on base twice today. The pitch, and Kumo puts the bat on the ball, but it's right up to second base, over to Broughton for the putout on the fly ball. So the Storm are retired here on the fly ball from Kumo to Broughton, but the Storm does some damage here, scoring 4 runs in the top of the 3rd. So it's 6-2 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 3rd after this.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Then and down the road. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents.
Founded in 1972, Mindak Farmers Cooperative is owned by nearly 500 sugar beet growers and has a rich history of sweetening life in the Red River Valley. Join Mindak's team today. In addition to an excellent pay and benefit package, they are currently offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus for all full-time positions, which includes sugar loader, packager helper, extra gang, and yard person helper. Entry-level starting wage in the factory is $19.73 per hour. Apply online at mdf.coop/careers or contact Denise at 701-671-1338.
All right, we're back here at Breckenridge High School. Joe Schreiner, Austin Emdeck, Brian Watson running the cameras and doing all the production here. We appreciate that. Art Gracco on the PA system.
Playing some good tunes, if I may add myself. Got me excited up here.
Well, they finally finished up in the Barnesville. The Breckenridge Cowboys victorious over the Barnesville Trojans in baseball up there. 2 hours, 39 minutes, a 14-7 victory for the Cowboys. So the Cowboys getting their victory here.
That was just game 1, Joe?
Yeah, that was just game 1. They just finished. Yep.
Wow. You know what? That's a good win for that Cowboy baseball team. They have a lot of turnover on this route. They graduated a ton of seniors from last year.
Yeah.
Great way to start the season off 1-0.
14 runs, 9 hits, 7 errors, and 10 left on base for the Cowboys.
I'll tell you what, if you get a win and you had 7 errors, you're doing something right.
Take that, won't you? Fouled back there, just over the backstop for a strike, and it's 0-2 count here to get my book flipped over here to Katie Newell at bat. And 7 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for the Trojans with 7 left on base. So, and there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Abby Johnson gets the strikeout on Katie Newell for the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Up next.
Climbed the ladder, got her chasing up by the chin, up by the eyeballs. Good pitch. Again, Abby's not going to blow it by you, but she's really accurate. She'll spot up really well. She keeps hitters off balance.
Okay, and I'll talk about that in a second. Bullgreen at the plate here for Barnesville. She'll take that one low in the dirt here. This is just me talking because obviously I don't watch the girls softball that much. We watched a couple games last year, and Abby's got just kind of a inside-out delivery there. She comes from behind her hip and behind her leg, almost hiding the ball.
Yeah,
and then delivers it,
and
right?
I think that does add some deception for the hitters because I actually, now that you say it like that, I didn't notice that last year either because I was usually in the dugout or, while she's pitching. But
pulled foul left.
And like I said before, she actually hits her leg.
Yeah.
She hits her leg as she's coming through and it definitely decreases some velocity, but that deception is there for sure.
Right. The hitter loses eye contact with that ball for that split second there when it's behind her left leg. And just seeing it from straight away up here, I mean, it could be tough to watch. It's a 2-1 count.
And those who've never played fast pitch softball, they don't obviously throw it as fast as a baseball and what have you, but that shortness of distance, that ball gets on you quick.
Oh,
a lot quicker than you think.
Yep. Even though, like you said, Abby's not throwing it that hard, but she is very deceptive with the ball on that inside out behind her leg, and I'd be whiffing at it for sure. Nice pitch there by Abby, and the count goes to full count now to the hitter, Alexi Bullgreen. She popped out to Abby Johnson in her first at bat. 6-2 lead here, 1 out in the bottom of the third. Pulled foul down the left field line. Giving chase to that one down in the corner was Addie Dodge. And another foul ball coming in from the fans out there in the left field corner. So we're ready for play. 3-2 now to Bullgreen. 1 out. Nice pitch there delivered. Pop fly. Kumo sets up underneath it. Makes the catch. And records out number 2 here on the pop fly to McKenna Kumo. Retires. Lexi Bullgreen going to bring up Anna Stanford
Coming
next.
to the plate, your center fielder, number 4, Anna Stanford.
She reached on a single and scored in her first at-bat. She stole second base as well. She popped fly out to DeVries. She backs up a couple steps in a 1-2-3 inning. Recorded for Abby Johnson on the fly ball to Leah DeVries. Retires the side. We've got 3 complete here in Breckenridge. The Storm leads the Trojans 6-2. Back after this.
Since 1996, Giants have been a go-to snack for quality. Giants works directly with farmers to ensure you're receiving the best Giant seeds in every bag. From planting to harvest, they ensure the quality and attention sunflowers deserve to deliver the best taste possible. Giants cashews and pistachios continue our tradition of making the finest nut available. They're a fan favorite. Whether you're in the mood for dill pickle, sour cream and onion, or bacon ranch, we have the flavors to satisfy your cravings. Giant Snacks, where quality still matters. That's the Giants difference.
Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. Thrivent combines financial expertise with purpose-based planning to help you with where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent and Will Ulick supports all area sports teams and wishes them the best of luck. All right, welcome back to Breckenridge High School, home of the BW Storm, taking on the Barnesville Trojans today. We're going to the top of the 4th, and leading off for the Storm is Abby Johnson, followed by Anna Erickson and Annika Lisney, the 3, 4, 5 hitters. We saw Coach Dodge talking to the umpires there, Coach, so maybe some substitutions coming in here sometime this inning here for the BW Storm. And we were just looking at the roster here for the Storm during that timeout.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth on this BW roster. They returned a ton of players, like I mentioned earlier. Only graduated one senior, Paige Kelson, as I actually see her in the dugout this year. She's doing some assistant coaching this year, and we see Emma Etzler and Abby Bronson and Izzy Wall in there that haven't seen a ton of action. Emma played the outfield in game 1, but there's a ton of depth and flexibility on this roster, and that's going to be really helpful to this BW Storm roster as the season goes on. A lot of different options in multiple positions.
All right, looks like we're ready for play now as Abby Johnson steps up. She's 0 for 2 on the day so far for Abby. Top of the 4th inning. 6-2 lead here for the Storm. Again, the Cowboys won their baseball game up in Barnesville, 14-7. So congratulations to Coach Heidemann and the Cowboys getting their first victory of the year as Abby goes to 1-1 in the count.
Good cut. A little tardy on that swing, though. Looked like it got in on her hands a little bit.
The pitch. Call strike on the outer half. It's 1-2.
That's one Abby usually loves to punish down the right field line. I'm surprised she didn't chase after that one. And you see her choke up. She's one of these players, and you can see a ton of bottom of the bat on that choke up.
Mm-hmm. She pops that one up foul. Given chase as Amundsen couldn't quite get there in time as she makes a tumbling dive for it, and so Abby Johnson lives to see another pitch. Coach Heidemann was talking in the baseball coaches show the other night with us, with Brian and I. He is a young team, and he doesn't have a lot of depth on that team either. He said he's probably got about 10, maybe 12 players that he's going to play, and he's going to start an 8th grader. So a good win there for the young Cowboy baseball team.
Yeah, absolutely.
That one sails outside there, and the count goes to 2-2.
Really the exact opposite of the softball team. Man, that Cowboy baseball team graduated a starting lineup of seniors last year. And they'll go through their growing pains, I'm sure, this year. But
that one sails up high, and the count goes full now to Abby Johnson. So Abby looking to help herself out here as Abby's on the hill for the BW Storm. And there is this gap in right center for Abby, pretty much straight away outfield. That one's in the dirt. Ball 4, I believe.
Good at bat for Abby.
Yep, she needed to get on base.
What we call that is helping the cause right there, right?
There you go.
Pitcher gets on.
Now coming to the plate,
Here's somebody else that can help the cause with a home run and 3 RBI in the first game. She had 2 on the home run, was Anna Erickson as she steps up to the plate now. Anna has a double and scored here in the 3rd inning. That one sails outside. Abby was thinking about taking off, and she's hesitated. Throw goes down wide of the bag, and Abby gets in safe. She looks over at Coach Dodge and says, I don't know what I was doing. So
the unconventional stolen base.
I guess so, yeah.
I won't suggest hesitating halfway down, but it worked out for Abby this time.
It looks good in the book, I guess.
Yep,
it's got SB by her name there. So
yeah, that's all that matters.
Yep. Yeah, you could have the ugliest single in the world, and then you just looks like a regular single in the book.
Line drive in the book, right?
Yep, that's what it looks like. So a stolen base is a stolen base. 2-0 to Anna Erickson. It's now 3-0 as she runs the count. All right, Coach, you give her the green light here.
Well, I saw Dodge put his fists together, like maybe that's his call for let him rock, let him swing. I never
go for it.
I never gave Anna the red light one time last season.
That's outside. She'll take ball 4 and go to first base.
Oh, she's one of those special players that she knows the situation. She's a smart player. She's an unbelievably talented player. You just let her do her thing.
We got a mound visit here as Coach Schindler heads out to the mound here to talk to his pitcher, Kaylee Olson. That mound visit's going to be brought to you by Carlson Family Insurance, and they're located on 2nd Avenue in downtown Wahpeton. Carlson Family Insurance works for their customers, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Stop down and see Eric and Carlson Family Insurance, downtown Wahpeton on 2nd Avenue. So Coach Schindler coming out and talking to Olson and just kind of giving her a pep talk here and trying to get Kaylee Olson back in line here with runners on 1st and 2nd and nobody out.
You think part of his talk there was, hey, she about took your right leg off last at bat with a line drive up the middle. Let's make sure that doesn't happen again.
All right, stepping up to the plate is Annika Lisney. Like you said, Coach, she singled and scored in the last at bat there, right up the middle. Wahpeton scored in the second. So Annika having a good game here. She's playing third base defensively for the Storm here in game number 2.
No, and she's a converted shortstop, so that's third base, her natural position where she's going to feel the most comfortable at.
Pitch high and a swing through it, and it's strike 1 to Lisney. She just kind of shrugged her shoulders at Coach Dodge. He's got a smile on his face, and I think they both knew that was a ball, but it just looked too good there as that rise ball come in, and she had to swing at it.
Well, I think she was trying to put that through door 10 in the high school.
That one goes outside. It's 1-1. So the count's 1-1 to Annika Lisney. Runners at first and second for the Storm. That one's popped straight up foul, and the catcher, Amundsen, makes the catch right at home plate, so Lisney is retired on the foul ball out. So the first out recorded there for the Storm, and the Trojans now looking at, looks like Morgan Bruns comes up here to hit for Kylie Storrow.
Number 22, Morgan Bruns.
So Morgan Bruns, as the flex player, comes up to hit here for Kylie Storrow.
And that was one I didn't mention, that Morgan started last game, but again, she didn't have the start and getting a pinch hit in this game. She's started many, many games over the last 3-4 years for this softball team.
Swings through that one. It's strike 2.
So just
2 now.
Just sorry, Joe, but just another testament to the depth of this roster. It's really unreal.
The pitch comes up high. It's ball. It's 1-2. So a good take there by Morgan. I want to thank Vaterstadt, Thrivent, Farmers Union Insurance, Carlson Family Insurance, Mindak Farmers Cooperative. There's a call, strike 3 for Morgan Bruns, and she's retired on strikes for the second out. Okay, and we have another pinch hitter here.
I think it looks like Izzy Wall.
Looks like Izzy Wall.
Yep.
And can't see her number. She's wearing a jacket, but
pinch hitter number 15,
Coach
Izzy Wall.
MDEC says it's Izzy Wall as I write that into my scorebook real quick. So Izzy gets her first plate appearance of the day.
Another senior for BW Storm here. She can really swing the bat. She really puts a good at-bats together. Got a little pop in that swing.
Umpire wasn't quite ready for play yet, as he's still writing it down into the book and into his scorecard. So now he looks like he's ready. Yeah.
Of course, brother Braden playing at NDSCS right now.
Yep, with a broken arm. Is he back on the roster yet, Art? Do you know?
He hasn't been playing yet.
I didn't think so. Yeah, he broke his arm down in out west there when they went to Arizona. Good ball player for Science.
They're hoping he's going to be back
Yeah.
soon.
Oh, an inside.
Coming up pretty quickly, so.
Almost hit her there. Runners at first and second for the Storm. Erickson at first, Johnson at second. At the plate, pinch hitting Izzy Wall. The pitch swung on and missed, and it's strike 2. It's 1-2 now.
And I don't know if you can see that on camera too, but Izzy's never going to get cheated at the plate. She swings hard.
Yep.
She's a talented hitter.
The 1-2 pitch. She'll fist that one down the first base line. They're going to say it's foul, is what he said. So we'll do that one all over again.
Boy, that was close.
Some folks thought that was still fair, but we're going to do that one over again. So 1-2 pitch on the foul ball. Izzy Wall will get another pitch. So here we go. It's 1-2, 2 outs. Pitch outside.
Oh, man, he's been calling that one. I'm
2-2.
surprised he didn't ring her up.
2-2. Deuce is wild. 2-2. 2 outs. The Trojans with 2 runs. The Storm with 6. Top of the 4th. The pitch outside, and we got a full count.
Good job to Izzy here working a full count. We've seen some from strikeout looking, these first 2 games, and that was something that we preached a lot last year. As girls, especially with runners on base, you got to protect the plate. It might not be the one that you liked, but with 2 strikes, you at least got to try to foul it off and live to see another day.
The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Olsen comes back and retires the side with 3 straight outs after the Storm threatened with the first two runners getting on base on 2 walks by Olson. So that retires the side. And at the end of 3.5 innings of play, it's the Storm 6 and the Trojans 2 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. We'll be right back. Three Rivers Crisis Center is offering support to survivors of domestic violence, sexual violence, and child abuse in Richland County for now over 25 years. It's free and strictly confidential. 24/7 access to support and resources including counseling. Get help, identify abuse, plan for safety, support others, and get involved. Three Rivers Crisis Center's 24-hour crisis line is 701-642-2115.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
All right, we're back here at Breckenridge High School. Joe Schreiner, Austin Emdeck, Brian Watson running the computer and the cameras and doing the technical work for us today. We've actually set up 4 cameras today, but unfortunately we only got 3 to work, so Brian was trying to 2 to work. Okay, so Brian was working his tail off there trying to get things working here for us today, but we got 2 cameras here for you, so hopefully you're enjoying the views. If you want to subscribe to us there on our YouTube channel, we'd sure appreciate the subscription. Just click on that subscribe button and hit the bell icon, and you'll get notifications whenever we have a broadcast. Leading off here is Kaylee Olson, the pitcher for Barnesville, and Abby Johnson delivers ball 1. Kaylee Olson, Kiana Amundsen, and Lauren Halverson due up here in the bottom of the 4th for the Trojans. Swing and a miss, strike. So it's 1-1. I want to thank the rest of our sponsors too as well. I hadn't gone through those yet. Wahpeton Daily News, Red River Human Services, the City of Wahpeton, Three Rivers Crisis Center, and of course don't forget Gripper Sports, downtown Dakota Avenue. Got all your favorite team sports apparel. And that one's hard shot to Lisney at third. She'll get it over to first to Pithy in time for the out. So hard shot to Lisney at third, Coach. And you talked about her natural position over there. She didn't bat an eye on that hard ground ball.
Yeah, she wore it in the chest, took a little bat hop on her, stayed in front, stuck with it. You know, one thing that we worked on last year, and it looks like Coach Dodge has got it worked out, is she'd love to tap the glove an extra time before she throw over there. And you saw just a quick, straight delivery that time. If she would have pumped it, I don't think she would have got it there in time. So good job from Lisney there as well.
And you talked about the short bases here. You just don't have time anymore with the speed of the girls anymore. You don't have time to do that pump shot there. You got to get that thing off right away.
Yeah, no, there is very little room for error.
So ball 2 there delivered now to Kiana Amundsen. Popped out in her first at bat in the first inning. So 6 in a row here for Abby Johnson. Hopefully it's not the announcer jinx. Swung on, popped into the foul territory down the third baseline. Not able to get to it was Lisney over in the corner. It was going to be 1 ball. Is it 1 and 2? The scoreboard says 2 and 1, but I thought it was 1 and 2.
I have 1 and 2 as well. I was just looking at the scoreboard, but I think it is 1 and 2.
I think it's 1 and 2. That's a ground ball to Kumo at short. She'll pick it up after the bobble, but not to first in time as Kumo bobbled it, and that allowed the runner Amundsen to get to first base, and she beats the throw in the air.
And there you see just that little time.
Yeah.
She had to go down to a knee and had to get up and to make that throw. Honestly, she recovered very, very quickly, just didn't have as much on the throw as she normally would. Good play by Kumo to stick with it. Just good wheels getting down first baseline.
So there you go. The announcer jinx worked against the Storm. I said 6 in a row for Abby Johnson, and then the next runner gets on. Offering the bunt there, but pulling back just in time was Lauren Halverson, the first baseman for the Barnesville Trojans. So runner at first base, reaching on an error, Kiana Amundsen. Bottom of the 4th. Storm lead by 4. Abby Johnson floats that one in. It's 1-1. 1 out. Again, runner at first base for the Trojans. Junior varsity still playing over there? Or are they just practicing over there? Must be playing because I still see parents over there. So.
Yeah.
There's a little ground ball to third. Lisney picks it up. Oh, and a high throw over to first base over Pithy's head. Goes all the way to the fence. And runners will end up on second and third. Caitlin Pithy standing at least 5'10", 5'11", but that was still way over her head. Lisney pats herself on her chest and says that was my fault. And Halverson reaches on the air and goes to second base. So at third base is Amundsen. So now the Trojans threatening here as Coach Dodge wants to take his visit, calls in the entire infield to discuss probably some defensive efforts here. I'll quick talk about this. Carlson Family Insurance Mound Visit here, located on 2nd Avenue, downtown Wahpeton. Carlson Family Insurance works for your customers, works for their customers, not the company's. Customer service and satisfaction are their number one goal. Carlson Family Insurance. Coach, you got a timeout here now. You're probably talking as much, being he called in the infield, he's probably talking about as much defensive stuff as he is trying to settle Abby down.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's all defensive at this point. There's a lot of different things you can do in softball here, faking a throw and making a back pick onto the runner or going straight. Barnesville might have a contact play on where she's just busting home on the crack of the bat. Like you might be looking for if you get a sharp ground ball. You might even be looking at if it's a lazy ground ball, we're going 1. There's a lot of different options here.
So again, Abby doing a good job pitching here. A couple of errors have allowed a couple of base runners here for the Trojans. So Abby's doing her job. And the pitch. A little bit low, ball 1. Good stop by Erickson. One ball, no strikes. The hitter, Paige Broughton, second baseman for the Trojans, puts the bat out. And she does put the bunt down. And the run does not come home, but runners are going to, now we got to double up at third. And we're just going to let it all happen. Nobody gets excited. We had 2 runners at third base there, and going back to second base there was Halverson. Ending up at first is Broughton.
So to me, it seems like the contact play was on, but the third base runner didn't pick it up.
Right.
And they bunted, right? So you think that's going to be a suicide squeeze type of situation, but.
Yep. Now the infield for the Storm is in. Left-handed hitter Alexa Gregg, the number 9 hitter. Like you said earlier, Coach, it's just like having a second leadoff hitter now, as bases are loaded for Alexa Gregg. She struck out in her first attempt today in Game 2. Defensively, the Storm in. There's a little slap, goes to first. Pithy's going to try and come home with it, and they call her out at home. So the play to home, Pithy made a nice play charging that one in, and she tossed it to Anna Erickson and the out at home. So the Storm dodge a bullet on that one as it's a 3-2 put out, Pithy to Erickson for out number 2.
It was a bang-bang play.
So a fielder's choice for Alexa Gregg brings up the other left-handed hitter is Trinity Gregg. So far today she's singled and scored and popped out to Coolmo. So the Storm dodged that bullet. Again, bases loaded, 2 outs. Trinity Gregg at the plate. The lefty takes her a few steps forward. At third base, Halverson. At second base, Broughton. At first base, Alexa Gregg. At the plate, Trinity Gregg. Abby Johnson delivers. And a slap to second base just under the glove of Sydney Roberts. 1 run scores, and 2 will come across for the Trojans.
She's going to have to return to first base there. The ball is in the circle. I hope they convene on this.
And they are going to go talk about it. So that's a rule, Coach. You want to explain that one for us a little bit?
Yep. So once the ball is in the circle in the pitcher's hands, you can no longer advance as long as you are. If you're moving, you continue to move. But if she was standing still as the ball was in the circle, you cannot advance any longer. You can't extend the play.
And in your eyes, she was standing still.
Yes.
Okay. We'll see what the umpires say. We'll be able to go home and watch that tonight. And And it looks like they're gonna let her stay. As Coach Dodge comes out now, and he wants an explanation too from the home plate umpire. Right now, the score stands 6-4. We're in the bottom of the fourth. At third base is Alexa Gregg. Standing currently at second base is Trinity Gregg. And it looks like they're going to let her stay there, Coach.
That's that. Then I don't know why that rule's in place. Then I don't understand.
Okay. And now Katie Newell steps up to the plate. She's 0 for 2 today with a pop out and a strikeout. Abby Johnson looking to shut down the Trojans here in the bottom of the fourth. Good stop there again by Erickson, as that was a little bit low. Abby goes back and toes the rubber with her right foot. Winds and throws. Again, getting way off at third base there.
Yeah.
Alexa Gregg making a big lead down there at the bag.
You know, and she did a good job of getting off first base on that hit by her sister. She got in front of the view of Sydney, and I think that's what caused her to not be able to field that ball.
2-1 now to the hitter, Katie Newell. Again, 0 for 2 so far today. Coach Schindler would sure like to see Katie Newell come through with a base hit here. Could possibly tie the game with 2 outs. Erickson stops that one. Again, Gregg comes way in on that. Lisney goes over to the bag, but no throw. The senior wisely hangs on to it. Doesn't want to throw it away here. Abby Johnson delivers. Swing and a ground ball. Kumo's got to go to her right. Over to first. Under the glove of Pithy at first base. A little bit low. She had to short hop it. Got under her glove. Goes to the fence. And we are tied now at 6 as both Gregg sisters come across the plate and score. So 4 runs here across the plate for Barnesville here in the bottom of the fourth. We're tied at 6. And Katie Newell reaches on the errant throw. So McKenna had to go to her right, try to hustle that throw up, Coach, and couldn't quite get it over there. Just didn't have enough oomph behind it. And Pithy would have had to short hop it, and she couldn't quite get to it.
Yeah, it was a long throw from deep in the hole. Really tough play.
So stepping up to the plate now, Lexi Bullgreen. Bullgreen 0 for 2 today with a couple of pop-outs in the infield. There's a little ground ball to Pithy. Caitlin bobbles it and turns around, tries to get it over to first and couldn't quite get it over to Sydney Roberts. That was a little squibber off the end of the bat. And it's going to go down as... You're going to put that in as a single, Coach, or you're going to call that an error?
I got to go E3 on the fumble.
I do too. Sorry, Caitlin, but if she'd have picked it up cleanly, I think they would have had her at first. So now runners at the corner. The go-ahead run at third. Abby Johnson winds and delivers. Swung on. Past the shortstop, Coolmo. And run coming home. The go-ahead run is home, and heading into second base was Stanford. So the Trojans coming alive here in the bottom of the fourth.
Up next, pitcher number 18.
And standing at third base is Bullgreen, and at second base, going to second base on the throw is Stanford. Stanford so far today, 2 for 3. Now batting here as the Trojans have batted around, Kaylee Olson at the plate. Coach, I've got 4 errors here for the Storm in this inning. So the inning just made longer here by the Storm with their errors. There's one pulled right down, hits the bag, so it's a fair ball. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and a stand-up double out at second base for Kaylee Olson. So 2 more runs score here for the Trojans as the dam has opened here for the Barnesville Trojans, scoring 7 runs here in the bottom of the fourth. As Anna Erickson wants to go out and talk to Abby Johnson a little bit here, and coming up to the plate, I believe here for the, yep, it's number 9. I thought it was a different number there for a second. Her ponytail was covering her number. Kiana Amundsen steps up to the plate, the catcher. So far she is 0 for 2 on the day as well. So the bats have come alive here, and the errors are hurting the Storm. And
I think that might just be a situation for Anna to come out there and let Abby catch her breath. It's been a long inning. She's really pitched quite well.
Yes.
But the errors are hurting right now.
9-6 lead here for the Trojans. And Johnson delivers. There's a drive out to center field. DeVries gets over and makes the catch. And then finally, the side is retired here on the fly ball to Leah DeVries.
And she's a natural out there.
She got over very nicely and made the catch. So in the bottom of the fourth, Barnesville comes across and scores 7 runs. And now at the end of 4, the Barnesville Trojans 9 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard leads the BW Storm 9-6.
Founded in 1972, Mindak Farmers Cooperative is owned by nearly 500 sugar beet growers and has a rich history of sweetening life in the Red River Valley. Join Mindak's team today. In addition to an excellent pay and benefit package, they are currently offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus for all full-time positions, which includes sugar loader, packager helper, extra gang, and yard person helper. Entry-level starting wage in the factory is $19.73 per hour. Apply online at mdf.coop/careers or contact Denise at 701-671-1338.
Around here, every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
All right, we're back here at Breckenridge High School, Three Borders Sports Network. Joe Schreiner, Austin Emdeck, Brian Watson doing all the technical work for us and producing today's games for us. We appreciate that. And we're looking here at a 9-6 game here as we go to the top of the 5th. The Storm trailing the Barnesville Trojans. The Trojans plating 7 runs, Austin, in the 4th inning here and turning the tides here for the Trojans.
Yeah, and we were talking about Olson's high pitch count after the previous innings, after 4 complete, and now they've made the switch. They went back to Trinity Gregg, who pitched game 1. She's going to be back on the hill here.
So Trinity Gregg steps up to the hill, as Coach Austin Emdeck said, and she's going to face Leah DeVries, the center fielder. Takes a strike at the shoulders. It's strike 1 to Leah.
I guess she stepped into the circle. I still get my baseball, softball lingo mixed up. There's no hill out there, but there's a circle.
I'm used to saying the hill. I'll call it the hill. Got baseball on Friday, too. Brian and I will have the Wahpeton Huskies at home taking on the Devils Lake Firebirds from John Randall Field, weather permitting, of course. Everybody is well aware of the big rainstorms coming in this weekend, and so we'll see if they can play tomorrow or not. Chad Affield working hard over there at John Randall to get it ready for tomorrow. And the pitch goes inside, and Leah DeVries runs the count to 3 balls, 1 strike.
Trinity Gregg pitched game 1. She's been out in right field for 4 innings. There was a long inning there in the dugout. Definitely going to want to make her work.
Ooh, and the umpire calls, oh no, I thought he raised his right hand, but he was saying you got a free pass. So Leah draws the walk. I saw him raise his right hand, and I thought he was calling a strike there. So Addie Dodge comes up on the walk issued to Leah DeVries. So Addie Dodge comes up. That's a slow ground ball to short. Not in time to go to second, and beating that one out. So good hustle by Leah DeVries. Coach, you talked about her speed. So that's going to go down as a single in the books there for Addie Dodge, as a speed there for Leah DeVries getting to second before the shortstop Bolgreen could even get it over.
And I wasn't fully looking. She might have taken off with the pitch there. I think she might have stolen.
She might have been.
Because the shortstop was working her way towards second base already. And that took her away from the play, and then she wasn't able to get any momentum to that throw.
Yep, that could be. That could be exactly what happened. Sydney Roberts swing and a miss there, and it's 1-1 now to Sydney. Sydney so far today, she's singled and grounded out and struck out for the Storm. There she pops that one right back up the middle. There's a single. DeVries to third. She's going to be waved home, and Leah DeVries comes home standing up. So an RBI single there for Sydney Roberts in the top of the 5th. puts the Storm now trailing by 2 with the tying run at first base.
Your shortstop, number 10.
So nice piece of hitting there by Sydney Roberts. Gets another RBI for herself.
Yeah, squared it up right back up the middle.
So heading down to second is Addie Dodge, and at first is Sydney Roberts, and now Kumo at the plate.
And keep making Greg work here. Like I said, was mentioning earlier, she's probably cold.
Here's a swing and a ground ball to Bullgreen. It short bobbled it, but gets it over to second in time to retire the hustling Sydney Roberts. So fielder's choice for Kumo. And a 6-4 put out at second base. Records the first out here for the BW Storm. Is going to bring up Abby Johnson as Addie Dodge hustles down to third base. So runners at the corners here for the Storm as Trinity Gregg delivers. Swung on and fouled back over the top of the press box. So it looks like Kaylee Olson went out to right field. So Trinity Gregg and Olson switch spots, or basically defensively. That one's low and hustling down to second base and taking her time to get down there was Kumo. Trying to draw the throw down there, but not falling for that one was Kiana Amundsen. So she hung on to the ball.
Yeah, and you'll see that fake throw or back pick him at third.
There's a drive to right center field. That's going to be a one-hopper to the fence. Abby Johnson's power to right field. Coach drives in the tying run. As coming across the score is Kumo. And that throw gets away at home plate. Abby Johnson hustles down to third. And she gets into third, standing up on the errant throw.
I had the scouting report on her, huh, Joe?
You sure did. Good call there, Coach, as Addie Dodge comes home to score. And McKenna Kumo on that R2 RBI double by Abby Johnson. So now we're tied again at 9 here. 1 out in the top of the 5th.
Clutch at bat from Abby Johnson there, man. Was that needed after a long 7-run inning, the half inning before? Now they got her back tied up.
Help yourself out.
Brand new game.
Yep. And the go-ahead run down at third base. Anna Erickson has a good day at the plate for the Storm. Steps up into the batter's box. And the pitch. Call strike. 7:22 p.m. The sun's working its way down in the west. The pitch. There's a little dribbler. Contact play. Here comes Abby coming home. And Erickson's safe at first. So Anna Erickson hustles out the infield dribbler and gets the RBI single and pushes in the go-ahead run in Abby Johnson.
Good wheels from Anna. That was a bang-bang play.
Now coming to the plate, your third
So it's 10-9 lead here now. For the Storm, they come back here with 4 runs so far here in the 5th. Gregg delivers. There goes Erickson. She's hustling down. She'll be in safely at second base with a stolen base. So Coach Dodge getting a little aggressive on the bases as well.
Yep, put the pressure on him. You know, and I saw Anna looking in there too, and she almost hesitated halfway through.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Going on there.
Swing and a miss, strike. 1-1. Yeah, I saw her about a third or 2/3, not 2/3, but a third to half of the way down. She looked toward home plate like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be going. There's a ground ball to short. Bullgreen gets over. Over to first to Halverson. She drops the ball. She makes it just in time. And safe at first is Annika Lisney on the error. It was right into the glove of Halverson, but it fell right back out. So everybody's safe, and now runners at the corner for the Storm brings up Kylie Storrow again.
Number 22, Morgan Brunn.
Oh, it's Morgan Bruns again. All right. So Bruns batting for Storrow again. Swung on and fouled back.
Morgan's got some pop in her bat, too. She can drive the ball into the outfield, certainly.
Morgan batted for Kylie Storrow in the last inning. She's batting again here. Struck out in her first at bat. Swung on and missed, and going down to second base uncontested was Lisney. So runners now at second and third. Still 1 out on the board, and the count is 0-2. That one's inside. Everybody gets back safely. So counts 1 and 2, 1 out. Runners at second and third for the Storm. The pitch runs, dribbles that one to third, and everybody's going to be safe. That one's bobbled at third base, and coming home is Lisney, and she's going to be tagged out at home. Nice play there by Amundsen. Lisney tried to push it there, and she should have maybe stayed, but again, aggressive running by the Storm is the second out, but scoring was Anna Eriksson. Morgan Bruns reaches on the air.
First baseman, number 8, Caitlin Pithy.
So it's 11-9 here. The Storm plated 5 runs here now in the top of the 5th. 2 outs. And now batting is Caitlin Pithy back in. And a pitch by Trinity Gregg right across the plate. Strike 1. Caitlin nods her head yes, so she acknowledged that it was a strike. 11-9. Storm have battled back here to take the lead in the top of the 5th as Pithy swings through that one. It's 0-2 to Caitlin. Leah DeVries on deck. She led off the inning. And strike 3 to Pithy. And that will retire the side. However, the Storm score 5 runs here in the top of the 5th. They lead 11-9 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. We'll be right back after this.
Since the inception of Vaterstadt, the spirit of innovation has led the company. We push the limits, providing innovative and reliable seeding and tillage solutions that simplify everyday life for farmers. We continue to reimagine the capabilities and technology behind farm machinery, providing customers with the perfect emergence while maximizing their yields. We look forward to growing together.
Red River Human Services Foundation provides services to people with disabilities, which enhances their quality of lives and enable them to live, work, and develop relationships in their communities. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple direct support professional positions available in their Wahpeton, Fargo, and West Fargo locations. Job opportunities include flexible scheduling, competitive wages, on-site paid training, and life experience. Voted #1 place to work for the past 5 years. Join their team and apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation supports all local area sports activities and wishes everyone the best of luck.
Welcome back, everybody, to Three Borders Sports Network. I'm Joe Schreiner, Austin Emdeck, and Brian Watson here with me as well. Brian's running the technical stuff, and Austin is doing the analysis job and doing a fine job of it. Again, if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that would be greatly appreciated, and click the bell icon, and you'll be notified whenever we have any more games. And then, like I said earlier, we have a game Friday here as the Huskies are scheduled to take on the Devils Lake Firebirds over at John Randall Field. Brian and I will have that one for you tomorrow. And we got a busy schedule coming up here as May is going to get pretty busy here, Coach. And we'll quick go through the Halverson, Broughton, and Gregg do up here for Barnesville. But we were talking on the coaches show. We were talking off air about it. May is going to be so booked, and it's going to be hard for teams to find umpires and officials and track meets and just how everything's getting compressed. It's going to be too many things going on at too many times.
Yeah, and I've seen some teams down in southern Minnesota and the metro area that have canceled baseball games this year already because of the lack of officiating, umpiring. So it's just tough. You know, you hate to see that and take those opportunities away from the kids, but there's a lot that goes into it too. And hopefully we can get some younger blood into the umpiring and officiating scene. It's going to be badly needed here, or it already is needed.
Absolutely. It's ball 2 to Lauren Halverson. Swung on and pulled foul.
That's why, Joe, I never, ever complained to any of the officials ever.
No, I've never seen you do that. It's Brian Watson's. Brian, well, Art, too. Both of those two are chuckling away here. And I know better, too. as I'm sure most of the Breckenridge fans are probably chuckling at home as well. Maybe even some Barnesville fans. A swing and a miss there. It's 2-2.
I will say there was only one technical foul this year, and I think
You
it was
only had one?
unwarranted as well, if you ask me.
I don't know, Brian, did you ever have any tees this year? You didn't, did you? You didn't, huh? I didn't think so.
He's got it all in the back pocket already with them all.
Swung on Lisney at third, over to Pithy at first, retires Halverson for the first out. So a nice defensive play there from Annika Lisney to Pithy.
Really important to set the tone with that first ground ball again. We saw a lot of errors last inning, so it was good to see you get that first one out of the way. Nice, clean play.
Yeah, I recorded 4 errors there in my book. I don't know what you had in your iPad there, Coach. But
Yep, total of 5 for the game, 4 for that inning, yeah.
Yep. It's going to bring up Paige Broughton. Line drive right to McKenna Coolmo, makes the out and the put out on the line drive out. So it's 2 quick outs there for Abby Johnson here in the bottom of the 5th. And Alexa Gregg comes up to the plate. So far she's struck out and reached on a fielder's choice and scored. Swung on and missed.
And you see Abby really get the best of a lot of these slap hitters because her ball will drop off at the end, or she does miss different things mixing her pitches, and it really gets them off balance.
So Abby winds up and throws, and there's a little bunt right to Abby, to first, to Pithy for the out, and it's a quick 1, 2, 3 inning on the ground ball out to retire the side. And that'll bring up the top of the order in the bottom of the 6th for the Barnesville Trojans. But we got 5 complete here at Breckenridge High School on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. The Storm 11, Barnesville 9. Thrivent and Will Ulick provides clarity for where you are today, confidence for where you go tomorrow. Thrivent combines financial expertise with purpose-based planning to help you with where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. At Thrivent, Will Ulick can help you address a variety of complex subjects to meet your unique wealth management needs, from retirement planning to investment management and estate planning. Thrivent, what are you invested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent and Will Ulick supports all area sports teams and wishes them the best of luck.
Did you know that we serve nearly 1,500 square miles across North Dakota and Minnesota? Or that we've been around for over 60 years? How about that we've got 3,000 miles of fiber optics powering one of the best networks in the region? The best part? We're a cooperative. That means we're continually reinvesting in our communities to make them better than ever. We are Red River Communications. We've been recognized as a leader for helping our communities be great places to live and work. To find out how we're helping connect our communities, visit redrivercom.com/connecting.
Well, she led off the top of the 5th, and now she's leading off the top of the 6th as the Storm batted around. Leah DeVries at the plate. She walked and scored last inning. See what she can do at the plate this inning here. She goes to 2-0 now against Trinity Gregg. Storm lead 11-9, top of the 6th. Storm just 6 outs away from recording their first victory. 2-1 to Leah DeVries, and the pitch by Trinity Gregg, a little bit low. Leah DeVries runs the count to 3-1. Looks like the junior varsity is done over in that other field, as Leah DeVries now at a full count on the strike pitch there from Trinity Gregg.
The Trojans pulled starting pitcher Kaylee Olson after 108 pitches through 4. Gregg's up to 30.
She had 130-some in the first game, didn't she?
Yep, she did. So, and Abby Johnson's still sitting at a cool 70 total pitches after a 4 or 5 pitch inning in the last half.
Wow. So DeVries draws her second walk in a row. She stands at first base, and now batting Addie Dodge comes to the plate for the Storm as DeVries gets a couple steps of a lead over there and goes back to first. Sydney Roberts on deck for the Storm. She'll bat next. Swung on and fouled back. DeVries is going to have to go back. So the JV squad is done. They're on their way back from the other field. Don't have any scores to report for you. If we find out, we'll let you know. Pop fly out to center field, taking a step back. As Stanford makes a jump at the fence and catches that one. And DeVries got to go back to first base. So giving that one a ride there was Addie Dodge, but just couldn't quite get it a little bit further. Another 5 feet, Coach. She might have had the HR.
Yep, I think so.
As,
another 2 feet. I think the center fielder from Barnesville, Anna Stafford, would have had ouchie.
I think so. That one's popped up foul out of play here, and it'll be strike one to Sydney Roberts. Sydney so far in the day, she's got a couple of singles and a walk and a strikeout. So 2 for 4 for Sydney today in game 2. The pitch swung on and missed. There goes DeVries, and she'll get in easily at second base as Bullgreen collides with her and drops the ball, but Leah DeVries was in safely, so she advances to second base on the stolen base. And it's an 0-2 pitch.
Time for Sydney to battle here. Down 0-2.
One out here in the top of the 6th. Again, Storm is the visiting team. Game number 2. Swung on a line drive, caught by Bullgreen. Trinity Gregg jumped about as high as anybody in the stadium there as she was excited that her shortstop made a nice line drive catch.
Well, and that was one of the harder hit balls on the day.
Yes, it was. So standing at second base is Leah DeVries. Good stay at second base by her. Brings up McKenna Coolmo to the plate. McKenna reached on a fielder's choice in her last at bat and scored. And there goes DeVries down to third. She'll get in easily at third base.
And what we saw there is something you'll see in softball more often, is that third baseman's playing in front of the bag so much that you just go ahead and you swipe third bag. And you saw that the throw was down and in time, but she caught the ball so far in front of the bag, couldn't get a tag on her.
Yeah, and Leah just went in standing up as Kumo swings through that one. It's 1-1. (11-9) lead here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs. Kumo at the plate, 1-1, swung that one back and fouled right back up toward Art, and Art stands there confidently, knowing he was safe. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to McKenna Kumo. Two outs, and the pitch by Trinity Gregg, a little bit low. It's ball 2, 2-2 now. Gets away from Amundsen, but not far enough away for Leah DeVries to come home on that one. She took a step toward home plate, but decided to go back. And the pitch pulled foul. Right underneath the outstretched arm of Coach Dodge.
Coach Dodge, 0 for 1 on the early season.
Coach, huh?
Gotta have those.
We're missing the draft, but the Vikings can't be drafting this early, can they?
No, it'll be.
I don't know.
The draft takes about 17 hours on night one.
It takes forever. Pulled to the third base side, and Kumo with an RBI single as DeVries comes in to score, and a nice piece of hitting there by McKenna Kumo on the 1-2 count.
Another piece of 2-strike hitting there, clutch RBI.
Up next,
so Kumo with the RBI single drives in DeVries. DeVries manufactured that one partly on her own, too, with a walk and 2 stolen bases to get to third base.
Yeah, nice young player, Leah DeVries.
Brings up Abby Johnson. She flies out to center field. Going back, and Abby gets a home run. Abby Johnson with the home run just about to straightaway center field. Stanford goes back, hits the fence, but couldn't quite reach it. Abby gets the round tripper. She is excited.
Yeah, and as we get the doggy pile on home plate here, I think Stafford might have caught a little of the fence with her face there. It looks like she's okay, but...
So a 2-run RBI home run there for Abby Johnson. Drives in Kumo, who reached on a single RBI. And Coach wants to go out and have a visit with Trinity Gregg there as Coach Aaron Schindler goes out to talk to his pitcher in that Carlson Family Insurance mound visit. Located on 2nd Avenue in downtown Wahpeton. Go ahead.
Helping the cause, Joe, right?
Yep.
Oh, she's
doing it.
Abby's doing a little bit of everything today, having a real solid game 1 and 2 here this season.
Mm-hmm.
And there, Chad Affield is on the JV field already getting her drug out.
Chad's already out there dragging.
That guy doesn't ever stop.
Well, we're working on John Randall, getting that ready for tomorrow, and now he's back over here. That one's low to Anna Erickson. She's walked and got a couple of singles and grounded out, so she scored twice here for the Storm. So Anna, again, she had a home run in the first game, having a good day here at the plate, as it's a 5-run lead here for the Storm. So Anna having a good run here too today. So the senior and the junior for the Storm.
Yeah, that's a deadly back-to-back duo.
That one's deep to right. But getting back underneath it is Olsen for the catch and retires the side for the 3rd out. So
see Anna clap her hands there. You could tell she just missed that one.
Just missed it, yep. So the side is retired on the fly ball to Olsen in right field, and the Storm score 3 more here. So we got 5.5 complete. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. The Storm 14 and the Trojans 9.
Since the inception of Vaderstadt, the spirit of innovation has led the company. We push the limits, providing innovative and reliable seeding and tillage solutions that simplify everyday life for farmers. We continue to reimagine the capabilities and technology behind farm machinery, providing customers with a perfect emergence while maximizing their yields. We look forward to growing together.
Red River Human Services Foundation provides services to people with disabilities, which enhances their quality of lives and enable them to live, work, and develop relationships in their communities. Red River Human Services Foundation has multiple direct support professional positions available in their Wahpeton, Fargo, and West Fargo locations. Job opportunities include flexible scheduling, competitive wages, on-site paid training, and life experience. Voted #1 place to work for the past 5 years, join their team and apply online at www.rrhsf.org. Red River Human Services Foundation supports all local area sports activities and wishes everyone the best of luck.
All right, we're going to the bottom of the 6th here. The Storm leads the Trojans 14-9. There's 2 innings complete up in Barnesville, and the Breckenridge Cowboys baseball team trails Barnesville 2-0 at the end of 2. So Trinity Gregg leads off here, the leadoff hitter for the Trojans, as she fakes the bunt here and pulls the bat back. So big at-bats here for the Trojans, but yet even bigger defensively here for the Storm here, Coach, as you want to get that first out. There's a bunt, and that's going to be tough as she gets down there in a hurry, and Abby Johnson didn't have a chance for that on the bunt single by Trinity Gregg.
Up next,
it's going to bring up Katie Newell.
left fielder number 2, Katie
Newell so far 0 for 3, but she has scored when she reached on an error.
You know, let's see what we can do here. Maybe get a force out at second would be nice. You want to get the top of the order down, so you know, in that last inning in the bottom of the 7th, you're facing the bottom of the order.
Nice throw down to second base. Erickson had a nice throw, but Kumo just couldn't quite hang on to it, as Erickson got that one down there in a hurry right at the bag, Coach.
Yeah, it looked like almost Trinity Gregg maybe even slid into the glove of Kumo and kind of threw her off a little bit there. But, yeah, the ball was right on the money. That was a nice throw down from Anna.
So defensively now you can't worry about that run out there, right?
No, you get your out at first base. Yep.
As Newell squares, pitch, good. Down to third on the stolen base. As Lisney, again, that third baseman playing in, Coach, it's tough for that third baseman to get back.
It is. Now even more so, you're not concerned about that runner at third base really at all.
Right. Don't worry about the run. Corners are in. Middle is at about the baselines. Defensively for the Storm.
You know, something I would look at here, and I've noticed throughout the game, is how big of a lead Gregg gets. If I'm Anna, I'm thinking about, ripping that thing down with nobody on. You know, it might be worth your chances here trying to backpick her.
Abby lets up on that one a little bit, and the count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike now to the hitter, Katie Newell. Again, 0 for 3 in the day. Reached on an error in the 4th. We're in the bottom of the 6th. There's a call strike. So it's 3-2 now to Newell. So Abby Johnson would sure like to get this out on her own here on a 3-2 count. Lexi Bullgreen on deck for the Trojans. The pitch a little bit low, and that's going to be a base on balls there for Katie Newell.
Just going to take an out here wherever you can get one.
Yep, even if it's a force at second.
No matter what. Get in, out.
So runners at the corners now for the Trojans here in the bottom of the sixth with nobody out. The pitch from Abby swung on, and they throw it to short, then over to third. Little designed play there defensively by the Storm there as Erickson got up, fired it down to Kumo at short, and then she went over to Lisney trying to catch Greg off guard there at the third base.
And that's what I was talking about in game one. You see a lot more of that in softball, trying to get a player leaning the wrong way.
There's a drive to third. Lisney's going to come home with it. Erickson puts the tag down for the out, and that gets the first out on that play. So a contact play again by Barnesville, but Lisney shuts it down on the throw to Erickson.
Yeah, that was about best case scenario. You're still sitting at first and third, but you save a run, you get an out in the deal. Perfect.
So now runners at the corners again on the fielder's choice there for Lexi Bullgreen. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Anna Stanford now. Again, she tried to catch that one that Abby Johnson hit over the center field fence. Stanford 2 for 3 on the day. A couple of singles. There's a rip down the left field side of a base hit. And Dodge gets it into third base in a hurry. And a single RBI for Stanford drives in Newell from third base.
Now batting, your right fielder, number 18,
So
Kaylee.
chipping into the lead here. It's now 14-10 with one out. And coming to the plate for the Trojans is Kaylee Olson.
Yeah.
She's got a couple of doubles today here in this game.
And a good relay from left field there, keeping that runner at second. You got the forces alive now.
So again, we're going to see here if Barnesville wants to try and steal third base here, as Lisney is way up. Swung on, popped over to the right side. Coming in, runs, makes the catch.
Oh,
And she tries throwing it to Kumo, and unfortunately hits Bullgreen in the right arm, but I think everybody's okay.
that one stings a little bit more,
That's
being
gonna
47 degrees out here.
Yeah, no kidding. So Olson flies out on the pop fly to Morgan Bruns
Up next
for the second out. So the
Kiana Amundsen.
Storm looking to get that third out now with runners at first and second for Barnesville. And up now is Kiana Amundsen, the catcher. Abby fouled away here behind the plate, and we'll do it all over again.
Oh, and you talked about stealing third in that situation last at bat, Joe, and
Yeah.
it makes me wonder because they have Annika playing way up close, like you said. But if you get a ground ball at third base, you can step on it and go get your second force out and double play. So interesting what Dodge's philosophy would be there on that one.
Abby delivers inside. Yep.
But he's always got a
Yep.
game plan. He's a very well prepared coach. Knows the game very, very well. I know that from working with him last year.
1-1 pitch. Johnson to Amundsen. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Foul tipped. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Otherwise, I think Bullgreen would have been headed to third on that one, but the umpire called a foul tip on that one. So it's 1-2 now to Amundsen, the number 6 hitter. Pitch from Abby. Comes up high. And now it's 2-2. So Deuce is wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. And the pitch, a little bit low. And it's a full count with 2 outs.
Got a challenger here, Abby. Got to come right at her. Trust your defense.
Trust your defense now, yep. See what she does. As the veteran junior toes it up, brings it in, delivers a strike, but it's a base hit. And a clutch base hit it is, coming home to score is Newell, and the throw goes wild from Dodge, and we got runners at second and third. So base hit there from Kiana Amundsen. Delivers an RBI.
Now batting. First
And
base
it's 14 to 11, 3-run lead as Lauren Halverson comes to the plate. Runners at second and third for Barnesville, swing and a miss. Erickson snags that one, pulls it back on the swing and a miss. It's 0-1 with 2 outs.
You know, and that's one of those situations, too, for Dodge in left field. In softball, you don't always have a cut like you would in baseball. Your shortstop's not going out there to cut that, but then when you overthrow third, you see what happens sometimes.
Ooh, the crowd wanted that one there, but it's called ball 1.
Yeah, one of those situations that maybe that pitch had been getting called a strike a majority of this game. Tightening things up here at the end.
Anna sets up on the outside corner. Swung on, chopped right in front of the plate. And now you got runners at second and third. And, oh, my goodness. And there the Storm let one get away as they had 2 runners at third base there on that little chopper right in front of the plate.
Coming into the plate, your second baseman.
So now we got bases loaded, Coach. And the number 8 hitter, Paige Broughton, comes up. The 8th hitter of the inning for the Trojans.
And
Only 2 runs across. Go ahead.
She's 1 for 3 in the game, but you got to go right at her. You don't.
Ground ball to Roberts, over to Pithy, and the side is retired for the Trojans, excuse me. So on a 4-3 putout, retires the side, but not before Barnesville scores 2 more. And we're going now to the top of the 7th, where the Storm going to look for some insurance as they lead the Trojans 14-11. Back after this.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Then and down the road. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents.
Three Rivers Crisis Center is offering support to survivors of domestic violence, sexual violence, and child abuse in Richland County for now over 25 years. It's free and strictly confidential. 24/7 access to support and resources including counseling. Get help, identify abuse, plan for safety, support others, and get involved. Three Rivers Crisis Center's 24-hour crisis line is 701-642-2115. Welcome back to Three Borders Sports Network and Breckenridge High School here, where the BW Storm are taking on the Barnesville Trojans. Joe Schreiner, Austin Emdeck, and Brian Watson running the technical stuff for us here and doing a fine job of it. And then Art Rocco over on the PA, and we're going to the top of the 7th here for the Storm, and leading off the top of the 7th is going to be Annika Lisney for the Storm. And Annika so far today has got a single and a walk, and she scored twice and popped out once and reached on an error. And that one goes right back up the middle to Greg and over to first base to Halverson on 1 pitch.
She made that look pretty easy, Joe.
Yep.
Coming to the plate, number 22, the right fielder, Morgan Brunn.
So Morgan Brunn steps up to the plate now. So far in this game, she's 0 for 2. Let's see what Trinity Grigg brings to the plate. She goes up high. It's ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Morgan Brunn's swing and a miss. It's 1-1.
On the way this game's going, and we got a 3-run lead, but we could use some insurance runs.
For sure. Swing and a miss. It's strike 2, 1-2. Yeah, especially, Coach, you got the number 9 hitter, a left-handed hitter coming up in Alexa Gregg for the Barnesville Trojans in the next inning.
Like we were talking off the air, you might as well call her the leadoff hitter. I mean, she can hit the ball really well, slap lefty hitter. Sister follows her up at the top of the order.
Yep, like you said at the break there, it was, and there's a call strike on the outside half as Morgan Bruns is retired on strike. So quick 2 outs here for the Trojans. Going to bring up
first baseman
Caitlin Pithy for the Storm.
Not everybody agrees with me, but I'm a believer in momentum. So if I'm Pithy here at this point, I'm trying to do whatever I can to extend this at bat.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're trying to get on base at all times, but extend this at bat, full count, really make her work, and just kind of, Barnesville's feeling some energy right now. They've got 2 quick outs.
Yep. Greg delivers, swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. 3-run lead for the Storm. Again, Barnesville won the first game 11-5. And the pitch comes inside. It's 2-1. Like we said off air there, Coach, it looks like Barnesville in the bottom of the 7th, even with number 9 hitter Greg coming up, Alexa Greg. It's like a 1-2-3 all over again. So you're facing the top of the order again.
Yeah,
it's falling out of play.
And
2-2.
They're going to have to play a clean half inning here to get out of here. Barnesville's a good team.
2-2, 2 outs. Caitlin Pithy at the plate. Trinity Gregg delivers just outside.
Amundsen did a good job of trying to frame that one
Tried to
up.
frame that one pretty good, didn't she?
Well, and he's been calling that outside strike, so
Yes, sir.
absolutely
Yes,
the right
sir.
play to do.
Yes, sir. Swung on, fouled back out of play. So the count remains full to Caitlin Pithy with 2 outs. So far, good at bat here. Seeing a lot of pitches for Caitlin Pithy. Trying to extend the inning, like you said, Coach. And that one's fouled back to the same spot. 3 in a row she's fouled back here.
I don't know whose white car that is, but that one just took a good schwap.
As Addie Dodge chases those foul balls, she's got 3 in her hand as she comes back to bring them into the play. I suppose it's not too often in softball where you lose 3 foul balls in a row like that.
Yeah, there's not much of a tall backstop or the overhang that comes over here in Breck, so quite a few do sneak out of this ballpark, but yeah, usually not as many.
All right, so now everybody's ready. The umpire puts his mask on. Pithy, 3-2 from Trinity Gregg. Let's up on the speed on that one. She'll foul that one off. Just a little bit ahead of that one as Trinity Gregg tried to get her on the off-speed pitch. And Caitlin Pithy ahead of it pulls it foul.
Pithy seeing the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up here now. Exactly what we talked about before the at-bat. She's making her work for it.
There she fouls that one off to the right side.
Heck of an at-bat here for Pithy.
Yes, absolutely. Margaret Wilson over in the first base coach's box knocks that one down with her foot. And the count remains full to Caitlin Pithy with 2 outs. Trinity Gregg winds and throws and delivers the strike. So Pithy with a good at bat, though, does fall on the swing and a miss, and that retires the side at the end of 6.5. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. It is the Trojans 11, the Storm 14. Back after this.
Founded in 1972, Mindak Farmers Cooperative is owned by nearly 500 sugar beet growers and has a rich history of sweetening life in the Red River Valley. Join Mindak's team today. In addition to an excellent pay and benefit package, they are currently offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus for all full-time positions, which includes sugar loader, packager helper, extra gang, and yard person helper. Entry-level starting wage in the factory is $19.73 per hour. Apply online at mdf.coop/careers or contact Denise at 701-671-1338.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Well, Coach, let's see what the veteran Abby Johnson, the junior for the BW Storm, she's been on the hill. She's probably faced this situation a few times in her career, not only on the softball field, but probably in other things too, as well as including volleyball and basketball. So, like we talked to, you got like a 1-2-3 leadoff hitter coming up here for Barnesville.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's number 9 hitter. Abby Johnson delivers as the lefty lets it go, and it's 0-1, or 1-0, excuse me.
Nothing new. Pressure's nothing new to Abby here. Been through a lot of it.
Yep. There's a little bunt, but it goes right back to Abby. She picks it up over to first in time to Pithy covering the bag. So Abby casually picks that one up, tosses it over to Caitlin Pithy for the out, and retires and gets that big first out, Coach.
Almost too casually, huh, Joe? I mean, she kind of feathered that throw over there.
Yeah, big smile on her face. Of course, Abby's always smiling.
Yeah.
As her sister now, Trinity Gregg, the leadoff hitter, the true leadoff hitter, comes up to the plate, takes outside. See, Anna's setting up on the outside half of the plate, too. So
that was right around. That was a good pitch.
So Abby wants to stay outside on the left-handed hitter. Lisney plays off the line. Kumo pretty much straight away. There's a little slap, goes foul out of play. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike now to Trinity Gregg. Trinity so far, she's got a couple of singles, 3 singles, and scored twice.
And I like that from Coach Dodge, setting up on the outside of the plate. Hopefully she's early on something and rolls something over off the end of the bat.
The 1-1 pitch. That one's to Kumo, but she's going to have a tough time. Tough time getting speedy Trinity Gregg hustling down to first. So base hit there in the infield for Trinity Gregg. Just what you called there, Coach. I mean, Kumo had it played right, and Trinity Gregg just slapped it that way and beat the throw.
And there was backspin on that ball. So Kumo, you could see the wheels turning. She wanted to charge it because you have to, because a left-handed hitter out of the box is so short, but that backspin can do funny things, and that's a really tough play.
Erickson looking. She was up off her haunches on that one, just getting ready to throw it down to second. Trinity Gregg faked it, and a swing and a miss there. Strike 1 to Katie Newell.
And everybody has a different philosophy here, but for me, there's no way that I'm stealing second base with Gregg here. You need 3 runs. You're down to an out already. I'm not running into one.
Lisney to Pithy. Out number 2. And going to second base is Gregg on the put-out on the ground ball for Newell. So the Storm just 1 out away here.
Up next.
And bringing up next, Lexi Bullgreen.
Number 3, Lexi Bullgreen.
Just like we talked about last half inning, Trinity Gregg on second base there means absolutely nothing to BW Storm. She wants to score, go ahead.
Yeah, let her run all day. And a pop fly right to Abby Johnson's glove, retires the side. And that will be your final score. 14-11 victory here for the Storm over the Trojans. So a quick inning here for Abby Johnson and the Storm at the end as the girls come across home plate there to shake hands, and the Storm earns a split. We're going to come back with our post-game show brought to you by Mindak Farmers Union Co-op with Austin Emdeck and myself and Brian Watson right after these messages. We'll be right back.
Founded in 1972, Mindak Farmers Cooperative is owned by nearly 500 sugar beet growers and has a rich history of sweetening life in the Red River Valley. Join Mindak's team today. In addition to an excellent pay and benefit package, they are currently offering a $2,000 sign-on bonus for all full-time positions, which includes sugar loader, packager helper, extra gang, and yard person helper. Entry-level starting wage in the factory is $19.73 per hour. Apply online at mdf.coop/careers or contact Denise at 701-671-1338.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Since the inception of Vaderstadt, The spirit of innovation has led the company. We push the limits, providing innovative and reliable seeding and tillage solutions that simplify everyday life for farmers. We continue to reimagine the capabilities and technology behind farm machinery, providing customers with a perfect emergence while maximizing their yields. We look forward to growing together.
Welcome back to Three Borders Sports Network. Joe Schreiner, Austin Emdeck, and Brian Watson here. And game number 2, the Storm battle back and win game number 2, 14-11. They fell in game number 1, 11-5, Coach, but they came back nicely here in game number 2 and fought off some errors. They gave up a few errors of their own. We'll go through the totals here with you in a second. But again, the BW Storm did a nice job battling back here on the Mindac Farmers Cooperative post-game show, offering $2,000 sign-on bonus for full-time employment. Check out their website at www.mdf.coop. Coach, you got the totals there and everything, and let's talk about the game just for a few seconds here.
Yeah, BW Storm ends the game with 14 runs, 10 hits on 5 errors. They left 8 on base. Barnesville, 11 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors, and left 7 on base.
Abby Johnson did a nice job. I know you're going to look that up next, but Abby Johnson, did she even have 100 pitches there?
She caught the line drive on her 101st pitch, about a perfect ratio, 66 strikes to 35 balls, only 4 earned runs out of the 11. She only had three strikeouts, but you know what? That's the type of pitcher Abby Johnson's going to be. She's a ground ball, fly out type of pitcher. She did a really, really nice job on the mound here today. And
yeah, you called that when she came in to pitch in the second game. So go ahead.
You know, only 1 walk too. You know, and she did a good job limiting that, and you know, things didn't go great for her on the mound. There were some errors. There was runners in position a lot, and you know, she clutched up and really did a fine job on the mound. On the other side of things, for pitching for Barnesville, we saw Kaylee Olson have 100 pitches through 4, and then they brought in Trinity Gregg, who had pitched game 1, and she throws another 61 pitches, so she's sitting at 200 pitches on the day, you know, first game of the year. So good job making Barnesville, you know, force the hand and get back into the bullpen, and you know, hats off for the BW Storm hitting the ball around the park and putting pressure on the defense.
You know, Coach, we're just going to quick look at it here too. Game 2, the Barnesville Trojans scored 7 runs in 1 inning. You go back to game 1, 7 runs in the second inning. So 2 7-run innings. If the Storm didn't give up those 2 7-run innings, it would have been a completely different game for the Storm.
And there was a lot of
both
that,
games.
There was a lot of that last year too. I remember, you know, and just that 1 inning. If we can just avoid that 1 inning where the errors seem to multiply on each other, and you know, just the management errors are going to happen. So just making sure it's 1 and not 3. So you know, that plays a role as well. And throughout the course of the 14 innings played today, I think they did a pretty good job.
I think so too. All right, I think we'll wrap it up here. We got NFL draft going on. We got a ball game tomorrow that Brian and I got to cover. So we're going to be at John Randall Field, weather permitting, where the Huskies will take on the Devils Lake Firebirds in 2 games tomorrow in high school baseball EDC action. Again, the last report that I had from Barnesville, the Cowboys were trailing in game number 2. They were down 2-0 at the end of 3 innings. So there's your last report that we had. They did win game number 1. Let's see here. Where's that score? What was it again? 16-7? 14-7 is what they won. So that was the final score for the Cowboys in game 1 up there. So that's going to be it here at the Three Borders Sports Network at Breckenridge High School Field. Coach, you got anything else?
No, it was, you know, for game 1 here, getting out on here. I think the girls learned a lot, got a win out of the deal. And
here, hang on a second here. We got Coach Dodge stepping up here. Come on up, Coach. We'll get you another headset here. Coach Dodge steps up to the booth here. Throw him on there, Coach, and we'll turn up your mic here in a second. All right. Can you hear us? We'll put that a little bit closer there, and it should be good. Can you hear us?
Yep.
All right. Coach Austin Emdeck joins us with Coach Jake Dodge. And, Coach, it was a good finish here at the end here for you. A good battle back. 2 bad innings like we talked about. Let's talk about that real quick. Your 2 7-run innings in the first game and a 7-run inning in the second game. If you wouldn't have had those, Coach, it would have been a different outcome all the way around for the girls.
Yeah, we talked about it last night a little bit, too, and we interviewed just about that softball IQ and knowing what to do with the ball before it's hit to them, and when they get in those situations, when do they throw it, when do they hold it, and obviously, as you've seen, it just snowballs when they choose to do something that probably doesn't work very well.
Yep.
So,
Coach was Austin Imdick was taking care of the stats for us here and did a nice job with them. Abby Johnson, talk about her performance here in the second game.
Yeah,
as far as pitching.
Yeah, she did a great job. Her delivery is deceptive. She has a really fast delivery, and then it comes out that fastball. It's almost like a changeup and then a super changeup. It just keeps the girls on her toes, and she's so athletic, and she jumps off the mound really well too, and she kept us in the game, definitely.
Is there something with that delivery, Coach, that, from up here, seeing it for the first time, that ball is really hidden behind her for a long, extended period of time? Do you think that plays a role in the equation too? And
yeah, definitely, I agree. They lose it, definitely. When I catch her, there for a split second, you lose it, and I know it throws off their timing. And it's hard for them to get on it. It's not always about speed and fast pitch. If you can get the other team's timing off, it really affects things. And I think we saw that tonight at Abby in that second game.
And we saw it with the 2 Gregg sisters from the left side of the plate when they're doing their slap hitting. They were really off balance there.
Yeah.
And did a good job.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk offensively here, Coach, for your Storm here in the first game. Anna Erickson with the bomb, of course, and then Abby gets one here in the game too. So your veterans coming through here for you and doing a nice job offensively.
Yeah, we've really been focusing on their pitch. You're going to see a lot of pitches, but it's not necessarily your pitch. And the strikes come in, it's knowing which one to swing at when. And as the games went on, I think you saw that. Like Sydney, that low pitch is hers, and when she focused on that, she was drilling the ball all over the place. Same with Anna. So if they can focus on their pitch when they're ahead in the count, they're usually rip it pretty good. But I want to go back to pitching that first game too with Mia a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because I think I need to give her some credit.
Absolutely.
And she has some different pitches there, and she had some tough innings to get through. But it's tough sometimes as a pitcher when you have those snowball innings and the girls aren't making plays. But when we put it all together with me on the mound or Abby, and I think Coach can testify this for last year too. I mean, the girls are really capable of playing some good ball. So.
Yep.
One thing I noticed too is not to go back to the offense one more time. I just thought through both games, so I wanted to mention this: 2-strike hitting. Thought the 2-strike approach this both games in game 1. I think all 5 runs maybe came on 2-strike hits. So was that something we focused on prior in talking about 2-strike approach, or was it just how it went?
Yep. No, we talk about it a lot. Up until they get 2 strikes, we really focus on their pitch. Once they get 2 strikes, it's if it's your pitch, drill it. If it's not, you still may have to put it in play. So getting that ball in play, as we know, anything can happen. So we really try not to, have strike 3 looking or swing at bad pitches on that 3rd strike. So.
All right.
Good job.
All right, Coach, you got anything else?
Nope, that'll do it.
Coach, I'll ask you. You got anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Appreciate you guys coming out.
Yeah.
It's always fun to do this live and
yeah.
Get outside after 33 days of being inside. So.
Absolutely, and it was just fun hearing the girls' excitement. Not only the BW Storm, but I heard the Barnesville girls getting off the bus too. They were just excited to be outside. They were excited to be playing. And it's just great to be back outside and have a full crowd without masks.
Yeah,
so
it was great.
Day. Good day.
All
right, congratulations on the split, Coach, and thanks for coming up after the game here, and appreciate you taking some time.
All right, thank you.
All right, on our post-game show brought to you by Mindak Farmers Cooperative, offering $2,000 sign-on bonuses for full-time employees. Check out their webpage at www.mdf.coop. Austin, anything else?
No, have a good night, folks. I'm going to go home and watch the draft.
All right, for Brian Watson, for Austin Emdeck, for head coach Jake Dodge, earning the split tonight here as they win Game 2, 14-11. I'm Joe Schreiner. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow night at John Randall Field as the Huskies take on the Firebirds tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. Good night, everybody.